There's a kind of pain most older men never talk about. Not arthritis, not the creaking knees, not even the blurry memory that comes and goes. I'm talking about the silence. The silence between you and the woman who shared your bed, your years, your life. You used to reach for her, now you roll the other way. Not because she's changed, not because she's stopped loving you, but because something in your body has stopped showing up. You tell yourself it's normal, this is what happens after 60, this is just the cost of aging, but deep down you wonder, is this it? Is this the end of me as a man? I want to tell you a story about someone like you. His name was Charles. He was 71, a retired mailman, quiet, always dependable, but lately he didn't feel like himself anymore. He stopped smiling, stopped laughing, stopped reaching for his wife, until one morning something unexpected happened. Not in a doctor's office, not with a pill bottle, but in his kitchen. All because of something as ordinary as an egg. This might sound too simple to matter, but what if I told you that one small shift in what you eat each morning could change the way blood moves through your body and bring you back to life in ways you thought were gone forever? Charles discovered it, and in the next few minutes so will you. Because this isn't just about food, it's about freedom. And you're not done yet. You've been told a lie, not out of cruelty, but out of habit. From doctors, from friends, even from yourself. You're slowing down because you're getting old. You're tired because that's what happens at your age. You can't perform like before because time takes its toll. But what if that's not true? What if your body isn't betraying you, but simply sending you a message? Let me tell you what I've seen over the last 30 years treating men just like you. They walk into my office, shoulders heavy, eyes tired, and they say the same thing almost word for word. Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. They're not talking about losing muscle. They're talking about something deeper, a quiet erosion of energy, presence, and connection. And when we dig deeper, run tests, ask better questions, it's rarely just about age. It's about blood flow. You see, after 60, your blood vessels don't behave like they used to. The lining becomes stiff. Plaque builds up. The highways of your body, the ones that carry oxygen, hormones, and life, start narrowing. You might first notice it in your hands and feet. They're always cold. Then your mind, foggy, forgetful, like you're not fully there. Then your bedroom, when intimacy turns into anxiety or worse, avoidance. But here's what no one told you. These are not symptoms of age. They're signals of poor circulation. And circulation isn't just a side note in your health, it's everything. Your brain, your heart, your energy, your confidence, and yes, your ability to connect in the most human way possible. You're not broken, you're not finished. Your blood just needs a way back in. And in the next part of this story, I'll show you how something as simple, natural, and familiar as an egg can help open those pathways again. Because once you understand what's really going on inside you, you'll stop blaming your age and start reclaiming your power. Let me introduce you to 3 men. They don't know each other, but they've all stood at the edge of the same quiet cliff. The place where many older men feel like they're slowly fading from life. Charles, 71, retired mailman. Charles used to be the rock of his family. Rain, snow, or heat, he never missed a day on his route. But after retirement, something else retired inside him. He began skipping breakfast, slept later, didn't feel the need to shave. His wife, Judith, noticed more than he realized. She missed the way he used to glance at her while pouring coffee. Now he just stared out the window. When Charles came to me, he said, I'm not in pain, I just feel invisible. We talked. I listened. And then I asked him to try one simple change. Eat 2 pasture-raised eggs every morning. Not fried, not drowned in oil, just gently cooked, with a side of spinach and a bit of avocado. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling. I don't know if it's the eggs or something else, he said, but I kissed Judith on the neck the other morning. She laughed like she did 30 years ago. Michael, 68. Former construction foreman, Michael was tough, the kind of man who built homes with his bare hands. But now, he felt like his body was crumbling from the inside. He had started eating eggs again, thinking they'd help, but he was frying them hard in vegetable oil, then adding sausage, bacon, and toast on white bread. Instead of feeling stronger, he felt heavier, sluggish, foggy, frustrated. When he sat in my office, he said, "Doc, I'm trying, but it's not working." I showed him the problem. It wasn't the eggs. It was the way he was preparing them. Oxidized oils, processed meats, overcooked yolks. They were stealing the very benefits he was hoping for. So we flipped the script. Low heat, olive oil, some turmeric, a lighter plate with deeper purpose. 4 weeks in, Michael told me, "For the first time in years, I woke up before my alarm and wanted to move." Harold, 75, nearly divorced. Then there was Harold, quiet, gentle, married for 45 years, but he hadn't touched his wife in over a year, not because he didn't love her, but because he didn't feel like a man anymore. He said, "When she reaches for me, I feel shame, not desire." We started with the same foundation: circulation, eggs, greens, water, movement, nothing radical, just rhythm. 6 weeks later, Harold wrote me a letter. It simply said, "We danced in the kitchen last night. She put her head on my shoulder, and for the first time in a long, long while, I didn't feel old. I felt home." These men didn't find magic, they found a way back to themselves, through small, intentional choices. In the next section, I'll show you why eggs, of all things, became the spark behind that transformation. It sounds almost too simple. An egg, just an egg, something we've eaten our whole lives. Fried, scrambled, tossed in a pan without much thought. But what if that familiar food held a secret, a key to restoring something deeper than nutrition? Most of us grew up hearing mixed messages about eggs. They're good for you. No, they raise cholesterol. Okay, but only eat the whites. No yolk, just moderation. Confusing, right? And so, are these eggs confusing for you? But here's what I've learned after 3 decades of walking with older men through fatigue, frustration, and fading intimacy. Eggs, when understood and used correctly, can become one of the most powerful tools for restoring circulation, vitality, and emotional connection. Let's break that down. Nutrients that unlock your body's flow. Inside a single egg lies a cocktail of circulation-supporting nutrients. Choline, essential for maintaining the integrity of your blood vessels. Think of it as the protective coating that keeps your inner plumbing running smoothly. Arginine, an amino acid that helps your body produce nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your blood vessels to open up and allow better flow, especially to areas critical for intimacy. B vitamins, B6, B12, folate, they keep your blood healthy and oxygen-rich, supporting energy, focus, and mood. Healthy fats, especially when pasture-raised. Eggs contain fats that support testosterone levels and brain health. It's not just food, it's biochemical support for the systems that keep you alive and feeling like a man. The emotional ripple effect. You may think improving circulation only affects your physical state, but I've seen it go further. When blood begins to flow better, men sleep deeper, they wake up clearer, they feel warmer inside and out, and something remarkable happens. They begin showing up again. One man told me, "I don't know what shifted, but I smiled at my wife during breakfast, and it felt real. I hadn't done that in months." This is about more than intimacy. It's about reclaiming presence, reclaiming touch, reclaiming the man your partner still misses and you've been afraid was gone. So, why eggs? Because they're accessible, affordable, familiar. And with the right approach, they become a daily act of healing, a quiet declaration: I still care. I still want to feel alive. I'm still here. In the next section, I'll show you exactly what can go wrong and how one common mistake can erase all these benefits. Because, as powerful as eggs can be, using them the wrong way can cost you. You're doing your best. You've started eating eggs again. You're hoping for better energy, clearer thinking, maybe even stronger intimacy. But what if, without knowing it, you're actually undoing all that effort? Because here's the uncomfortable truth: not all eggs are created equal, and not all cooking methods are healing. In fact, some could be quietly harming your arteries, the very thing you're trying to support. Let's talk about the most common mistakes I see. Mistake 1. Cooking with the wrong oils. Many older men grew up with habits passed down from decades ago. Frying eggs in canola, soybean, or corn oil. But those oils, especially when heated to high temperatures, break down into oxidized fats. These compounds trigger inflammation in the arteries and damage the delicate lining that supports blood flow. If you're already dealing with narrowed vessels, this is like pouring sand into a clogged pipe. Mistake 2. Pairing with processed meats. Bacon, sausage, ham. They're breakfast staples, right? But they're loaded with nitrates, sodium, and saturated fats, all of which constrict blood vessels and increase blood pressure. It's like stepping on the gas and the brake at the same time. You want to open your circulation. These foods slam it shut. Mistake 3. Overcooking your eggs. When you cook eggs until the yolk is dry or the edges are browned, you destroy the very nutrients you're trying to absorb, like choline and B vitamins. That beautiful golden yolk? It's sensitive. Treat it right and it supports your heart and mind. Scorch it and you lose its healing power. The takeaway? It's not just about what you eat, it's how you treat it. Intentions matter, but technique seals the deal. In the next section, I'll guide you step by step through the best way to prepare eggs, so you can stop guessing and start healing with every bite. So now you know, eggs hold incredible potential, but only when treated with care. Let's turn that knowledge into action, because the truth is, healing doesn't require drastic change. It starts with small, intentional steps, and breakfast is the perfect place to begin. Step 1. Choose the right eggs. Look for pasture-raised, organic eggs whenever possible. These eggs come from hens that roam and eat naturally, meaning their yolks are richer in nutrients, healthy fats, and antioxidants. If that's not available, cage-free is the next best option, but always read labels. Quality matters here. Step 2. Gentle, respectful cooking. Skip the high heat, avoid frying with processed oils. Instead, cook your eggs low and slow. Poached, soft-boiled, lightly scrambled in olive oil or grass-fed butter. This preserves delicate nutrients like choline, B vitamins, and arginine, and protects their heart and brain-boosting power. You're not just cooking, you're crafting nourishment with intention. Step 3. Build a healing plate. Don't stop with eggs. Enhance your meal with foods that support circulation and hormone balance. A handful of sautéed spinach or kale, rich in natural nitrates that dilate blood vessels. Half an avocado provides healthy fats that support testosterone and brain clarity. Sprinkle turmeric and black pepper, anti-inflammatory and circulation-friendly. A slice of whole grain toast for fiber and energy, without blood sugar spikes. This isn't fancy, it's real food, doing real work for your body. What to expect in just 7 days? Many men report warmer hands and feet, sharper mental clarity, more stable mood, and yes, more desire to reach for their partner again. One man even said, "For the first time in years, I felt like my body wasn't fighting me, it was with me." That's the quiet power of good circulation. When blood flows, life flows, connection returns, confidence returns. And it starts not with a prescription, but with what you place on your plate each morning. In the next section, we'll step back and see how all of this fits into a bigger truth about aging, strength, and the life that's still waiting for you. If there's one thing I've learned from walking alongside thousands of men through the later chapters of their lives, it's this: the body never gives up on you. Unless you give up on it first. The fatigue, the cold hands, the hesitation in the bedroom, the quiet moments of doubt, they're not signs of weakness, they're signals. Your body asking for support, not silence. And yes, we began this journey with something simple, an egg. But now you know, it's not just an egg. It's a vessel for choline that supports your vessels. A source of B vitamins that enrich your blood. A food that can help nitric oxide flow, testosterone rise, and confidence return. And when it's prepared with care, it becomes more than a meal. It becomes a message. I still matter. I still want to feel alive. I'm not done. Because this isn't about reversing the clock. It's about removing what blocked the flow of life, of love, inside you. You've seen now how blood flow connects everything: your heart, your brain, your intimacy, your sense of manhood. And you've also seen how well-intended habits, bad oils, forgotten meals, stress, can silently steal that flow away. But the good news? Healing doesn't require perfection, just intention. So as you close this chapter, remember, this isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning of a new way of showing up for your partner, for your health, and most of all, for yourself. Let's bring it all together. Charles was staring out the window each morning, silent, disconnected. Now, he pours coffee for his wife and reaches for her hand, like he used to. Michael was exhausted, frustrated, and confused. Now, he wakes up before the alarm, feeling lighter and clearer than he has in years. Drop a comment below with the word BG. Let the community know you're here and you're ready. And in our next video, we'll explore one small spice that can amplify everything we've started today, naturally boosting testosterone, reducing inflammation, and reigniting your energy from the inside out. Because this isn't just breakfast, it's the beginning of your return. In the next video, I'll show you a 2-minute breathing habit that unlocks blood flow even more than food. Harold had stopped believing he was still a man his wife could desire. Now, they're dancing in the kitchen, smiling like teenagers. What changed? Not their age, not their prescriptions, just the way they started their mornings, with intention, with awareness, with something as simple as an egg. And now, it's your turn. If this message stirred something in you, if you felt even a flicker of recognition in their stories, don't ignore it.